Welcome to the Chronicles of the Christian Drama Queen podcast. I am your host and the original Christian Drama Queen, Lisa Schaefer, and I'm glad that you are here. This is a little bit weird. I don't usually do a live stream for my podcast, but I'm doing that today just because of the day, and want to share it live with you guys, give you an opportunity to give me some feedback because I really feel like sometimes that's that's needed. That's necessary for some feedback. So whether you're a homeschool mom, you're trying to work as a network marketer, you're doing all of the hard things that have to be done to live life, or maybe you're a discarded daughter like me and it's Father's Day and we need to talk about that, stick around. I'm glad you guys are here. Here we go. I just love that music. I do. I just love that music. I can't even explain it to you how much I like it. So welcome to the podcast, which I'm only doing on Facebook. I'm only doing on Facebook today. I'm only doing on running a StreamYard video through my Facebook feed. Say hello when you get here. I would love to see you. So listen, this is kind of a weird, I have to be quite honest with you. This is a weird, let me turn all my volume down over here on my phone. This is weird for me. This has been a really rough Father's Day. And one of the reasons for that, and now listen, Father's Day has always been hard for me. There was one Father's Day I remember very distinctly when I was in church, and it was soon after, in fact, I believe it was soon after we adopted our first baby. And while I'm sitting there in church, Pastor has the audacity to read this verse that says, God is the father to the fatherless. Now, as somebody who for many, many years was having a really tough time getting close with the Lord because people kept calling him Heavenly Father, and I kept thinking in my mind, well, the only father I know stunk. The only person I ever called dad stunk. And so say hi when you pop in, guys. I want to be able to see you chatting. Okay. So when that Father's Day happened and I heard that verse, and it was the first time I'd heard it, that God's the father to the fatherless, it broke my heart. It made me realize I was missing out on a closer relationship with the Lord, who was trying so hard for me to get close. I mean, he was trying to replace that father in my life that I just thought I was going to have to do without. I just thought I wasn't going to have one. And what God was trying to teach me for many, many years was, oh, yes, you have a father. You have a good father. You have a really good father who's good all the time. And so I remember that that day, really, it's like it happened yesterday, even though it really did not happen yesterday. But today I thought about, I went to church. Now listen, I love church. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to move some stuff over so that my face doesn't look so glaringly ghostly. So I went to church today. There are some things about church that I absolutely love. I love fellowshipping with people. I and love the new pastor at the Little Baptist Church in Durham. Love him. His name is Brooks Marsh. I will tell you that I've really struggled finding a pastor that I wanted to sit under in church on a Sunday morning, but that was because the pastor I had in Wichita was so great, and now he's preaching someplace else, and we don't go to Wichita to church because we live an hour away. But he set the bar very high. He always preached the truth, and he always stepped on my toes. And Pastor Brooks does the same thing. So I appreciate that. Say hi, guys. I want to say hi. I want to see who's watching me. So anyway, I went to church today, and for some reason it was harder. And I don't know if it was harder today because My thoughts are so often in my prayer time about discarded daughters like me. I don't know if it was harder today because I'm watching my little Rinley Roo struggle with those feelings of abandonment. I don't know if it was harder because I'm getting older and I'm realizing that, I mean, there are just these feelings of running out of time when you start to get older, right? Like I'm running out of time. Hey, Francine, how are you? So I'm not sure why it was harder today. I battled this morning about the idea of going to church on Father's Day. And there was a part of me that really I just wanted to stand up in church. There were, we everybody says Happy Father's Day to all the men that are there that are dads. Everybody says, we have a really good Heavenly Father. I mean, those were comments that were all made, and those were all good things. But my heart, not because I was really focused on my own pain, my heart was really for probably 60% of the congregation that had never really had good fathering. I mean, it's an astronomical number. It's an astronomical number of women that I meet that have either been abandoned or abused and feel discarded. They feel like discarded daughters. And so there was a part of me today that wanted to just stand up in the middle of services and say, if this is a hard day for you, I promise it can feel better. I promise you it can feel better. I feel bad for the fathers that are missing out on amazing kids. My dad and my brother and sister can pipe in on this if they want to, that are on here. Those that are on here, I've got a half brother and a half sister that I'm in contact with pretty regularly, and I think they watch my Facebook feed and go, why does she want to talk about this? But they can say the same thing. Our father, nuts. I mean, I'm not saying that to be flippant. I'm telling you that it wasn't until after he passed away and all the many things he had said to me that just were flat out insane, and all of the life that he missed with us, because we're pretty damn great. I'm just telling you. I hate to swear. Not really. I hate to swear, but not really. My sister in Michigan, holy cow, she is a force to be reckoned with. She's amazing. He missed it. My brother Philip, living in Wichita, works with scouts, does amazing things. He's a great guy. Our dad missed it. He missed being a real, genuine father to him. And I'm pretty great, if I do say so myself. He missed it. Our dad just missed it. And I think about all of the men and women in the congregation this morning that they said Happy Father's Day. They probably said Happy Father's Day to their dads, whether they were there or not, or have been around or not, because we all say Happy Father's Day. We all say Happy Father's Day, but some dads suck. Hey, Mindy, some dads just suck. They're just bad. They either weren't involved, they don't care if they're involved, or they were abusive. They abandoned their kids. Some fathers, see, my father lived a couple, 3 hours away from me most of my life, never made any effort to be a part of my life. Some dads are real close by and they still don't try to be a part of their children's lives. We have this whole generation. I mean, maybe not so much my generation, but I see it a lot in the younger generation. We just write them off. We'll go make some others. Do you see that? Do you know how daughters feel when their daddies don't want them? Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you how daughters feel when their daddies don't want them. They don't feel like anybody could possibly love them or want them either. They don't think that God could want them because something must be wrong with them. Because, dads that stick around find value in their daughters. Dads that don't stick around must not find value in their daughters. Right? So the other thing that discarded daughters feel is unprotected, no security, really lack security, constantly striving to do things to impress. We want people to see us valuable and important, and we want to impress them. We're also scared to death of losing love when we have it. So like when we find love, whether it's with a spouse or with our children, we're terrified that we're gonna lose it. We're gonna lose them. For me, that meant becoming extremely enabling. You can ask my kids, and they'll vouch for that. They'll tell you. But the important thing is, dads, daughters live with devastating insecurity because something must be wrong with them if you wouldn't be a part of their lives. And I'd like to say, send a card or something, but no, that ain't enough. It ain't enough. And I was blessed, and I've said this before, and I've told other people. You can look back at some of my videos from Father's Days in the past. I was blessed to have really great men in my life that kind of picked up the gauntlet and tried to make me feel valuable. My grandfather, Everett Jones, who just had a great nephew, maybe it's great nephew named after him. He was an amazing man, but he was raised in a generation where they didn't really flaunt or show a lot of affection. But he did teach me I was protected. I will never forget the time going out with Richard Wayne, and he had been a lifetime friend. We had been friends since we were born. And our mothers were trying to match make us, even when we were 2. I was 2 and he was 4. We were, the first time I went out on a date with him was not even a date. It was like we were 14 and 15 and we went to a movie, and his dad dropped us off at the movie and picked us up and brought us back. And my granddad didn't know anything about it. My mom did. My grandmother did. But my granddad, Everett, gave me the "where you been" talk. Where were you? What movie did you see? What was it rated? Who was in it? What was it about? I was like, and this is the first time I had experienced that because I didn't have a dad in my life, right? But my grandfather, Everett, taught me to be protected, how to be protected, and what that should look like, right? It might look a little uncomfortable. It might not sound very good, but I look back on that time and I laugh, and I so appreciate the fact that he was really concerned about where I was and what I was doing, because no father in my life had ever done that. Other men in my life. And I told you guys, I'm grateful to have other men in my life that have been fantastic friends. I mean, my pastor was a really strong father figure. His brother was a really strong father figure for me. Those men were strong father figures for me. I'm grateful for them. My Uncle Gary, who I miss so much, was a great father figure for me. Steve Lambert with 5 in a Row Publishing stepped in when I was struggling with some of my decision making as a parent, and he stepped in to say, well, if I were your dad, here's what I tell you. That's kind of what he did, and that was awesome. So I've been blessed to have strong father figures in my life. And here's the thing that's frustrating, because I say this all the time to little girls who are being raised alone by their mothers. I tell them that God's blessed them with a mother who loves them like crazy, with other people and family members and grandparents and other people in their life that love them and want to hold on to them and nurture them and encourage them. But I'm telling you right now, nothing replaces the love, which is spelled Time. Nothing replaces the love of an earthly father. Nothing. Because even though my heavenly Father will fill that void, sometimes I need to feel those arms. Sometimes I need to have a talk or ask a question or visit with a father who acts like a father. And most recently in my life, thank God for John Seitz, who is my mother's husband and has been so fatherly to me. Just, man, took me and all my baggage on. But I'm telling you right now that if you are an earthly father, your daughters need you to act like you care about them. Because two problems. Number one, the first experience they have with men should not be the boyfriend that they're willing to jump through all the hoops for in order to get his love. And for many discarded daughters like me, that's what we do. We're so desperate to be loved by a man that we'll jump through whatever hoops he puts in front of us in order to get him. And we'll do whatever we have to do to keep him. And when we lose him, we feel like trash. More discardedness. And number two, the first experience we have with fathering in general is on earth, and our heavenly Father gets perceived to be much like our earthly father. So if he's cruddy, sometimes we think God is cruddy because it's the only experience we've had with fatherhood. And we superimpose that really poor example onto a heavenly father who, by the way, is nothing like our earthly fathers. And then decades of unworthiness and feeling unvalued, unwanted, uncherished, unprotected, completely unseen. Years go by. 4 decades went by for me. And I had to do it all the hard way. I had to find out all the lessons the hard way. So not only was I discarded, but I also it took me years to figure out how to not act like a discarded daughter. So today, and you can share this with all the dads you know who maybe don't understand the important part they play in the lives of their daughters. Today, get a grip on what's most important and understand that you not only have the responsibility on earth to help your daughter feel valued, worth protecting, cherished, a treasure. You not only have that responsibility, you have the responsibility of being a good example of fathering, so she'll understand that her heavenly Father is a good example of fathering, sacrificing everything for her. I pray that people are getting a grip on this. They're getting a hold on this. Because I have a feeling most people just let the day fly by. And it's over and it's done and just another Father's Day. But for discarded daughters who don't have daddies and spent many, many years lacking value, Father's Day can be kind of hard. It can be painful. It can be, difficult days at church. If you want to see other podcasts of mine, all I got to do is go to Chronicles of the Christian Drama Queen podcast in almost every podcast platform. And of course, there's a website. I've got some of my old videos in there, my old audios in there. If you go to christiandramaqueen.com. And listen, if you're a discarded daughter who is struggling with the bitterness created by your painful past, you need to understand what God means when he says all things work together for good. Because I got to tell you, some bad stuff happened to me. There were things that were not good things. How does God work those things for good? How does he do that? If you're ready to ask those questions, spend some time praying with me, just go to calendar.christiandramaqueen.com, pick a time, and I'll spend 30 minutes praying with you for free. We'll just get together and see if it's maybe time to deal with some of that stuff. Freedom.christiandramaqueen.com is where you get some free resources, and calendar.christiandramaqueen.com is where you can book a time with me. Listen, I love you.